Hey everyone, it's Sara Okley sharing with you my newest DIY project. I've been wanting a new door for a while, but this door on our house, it's kind of an odd shape. It's a little bit wider than a normal door, and I'm sure we'd be able to find one. But with how the world is right now, everything's kind of back ordered. So I decided, I looked on Pinterest and I saw how some people were taking their old metal doors and they were making them look like a wood door, which was what I was wanting to order. I was really wanting a nice, dark, wood style door for the front. So this is the before. It's just dark green, plain metal, nothing fancy. So to get started, you've got to get your area completely ready to paint. I probably could have removed the door completely and put it out of my building, but where's the fun in that? Takes out some of the adventure and some of the challenge, I think. But what I did was I waited for a good weekend and I took an old sheet and I literally stapled it to my outside of my door. And then, of course, I put those Amazon boxes to use, and I use them as my protector on my ground. So I've got all my boxes laid out, taped them together so they wouldn't be slipping and sliding, and then I keep all my old towels and wash rags to also drape over things to keep them from getting paint all over them. The next step is you're going to want to tape off your hardware, things you don't want to get paint on. And I usually try to find the best buy, the cheapest buy, but when it comes to painter's tape, you don't really want to cheat yourself on the tape. The cheaper the tape, usually it's going to let your paint run through. It won't give a nice line, so I highly recommend frog tape, which can be found at Lowe's, Home Depot, and Menards. Next, I purchased some flat brown exterior paint to go on top as my first base coat. I got this at Menards. They were having one of their wonderful 11% off rebate sales, so I actually used a previous rebate to purchase the paint, and then of course from the purchase that day I've got another rebate on its way in the mail, so it just keeps on going on, the cycle of fun. The other supplies that you're going to need is a brown gel stain and then also a staining pad to apply the stain. I purchased this gel stain at Ollie's. I wasn't really sure how much I was going to need, so I got 4 cans, and don't know if you can see the price tag on them, but I purchased each one of those little cans for 99 cents a piece, and then the staining pad was only a couple dollars. This is just a picture showing my tape job. And this is just a little FYI, a little recycling tidbit, but if you've got one of those painting pans and it's kind of got previous use, you can actually save those and put a bag from a store. This one is our lovely Olive Garden bag that we brought our leftovers home in. You can take a bag and put it on top of that paint tray and actually get a few uses out of it. When you're done, you just simply take it off, kind of inside out, and you're able to throw it away, and you can use that paint pan actually several times without even having to do very much clean off at all. So this is after I applied my brown paint, and actually to let you know, this isn't the color that it was at first. The brown paint that I had purchased was actually too dark. So you want to try to find a lighter brown for your base coat, because once you put that gel stain on, you want that lighter brown to show through. So if I'd put the gel stain on top of that dark brown paint, you wouldn't have been able to see my wood grain look. So what I did for my second coat, I found some old paint, and that was kind of like a neutral color, kind of a khaki color, and I just added that to the flat brown paint that I had to lighten it up, and this is what I got. I let this paint dry overnight before I started doing the stain. This is a picture of the door the next day after I had applied the stain. I believe it only took one coat, because if I did more than that, I don't believe that the wood grain would have shown through as much. It was actually really easy to put on. I poured the stain out in my paint pan with a new bag on my paint pan, and then I took that stain pad, kind of like a washcloth, and basically just wiped it on it. I did have to be really careful to go in the same direction. It was a little bit more difficult to put it in those square rectangular areas. I used a painter's brush, a really fine tip painter's brush, to kind of get right into those creases and to help spread it out more evenly. But it looked really good. I actually can't believe how well it turned out. I let that also dry overnight before I actually, we didn't even shut the door for a couple days. This is the finished product. It looks really, really good. It looks like a brand new door from the road, especially. But I think with the total cost, it only was about $25 to do this project. The flat paint was only around $10, $11. I wound up only using one of those gel stain cans that I got for 99 cents. The gel stain pad was just a few dollars. And then after I had completed the stain, I did some more research and found that I needed to apply a protective coat, especially since it's an exterior door. It's going to be exposed to a lot of weather and hot, cold climates. So I got an exterior polyurethane to apply, which was only about $10 or $11 also. But this took me about 2 weekends to complete. And here's Miss Lara Ann. She's modeling off the door. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you're wanting to make your door look like a wood grain door, I highly encourage you to do this project because it is extremely easy and it is very inexpensive. You just kind of have to find the right weekend with the right kind of weather going on so that you can leave your door open, or you can take the door off the hinges if you prefer to do it that way. This is Mr. Houston, who was having to get a play-by-play while I completed the project. Thanks for watching my DIY project. If you're wanting to make your door look like a wood grain door, I highly encourage you to do this project. It was fairly simple and very inexpensive. Thanks.